And for those of you just checking in, guys, this is Dylan for MyBet.com, part of our Storm Poker Challenge in the Riders of the Storm series. And playing four, as you guys see here, 4 cash game tables at full speed ahead. I'm running pretty well. Had a couple bad beats, couple decent pots. Running, as I had just shown you guys before the break, at about a stack and a half up at this point. We'll just check it. Alright, and we bet it after a check. So he may have missed both of these flush draws, and again, we bet out half pot. He's only going to let it go one time in 3 for us to break even, guys. That's the idea. And here we 3-bet re-steal from the big with our suited ace-jack. Flat that. Flop the 1-over card and the flush draw, so we semi-bluff, bet into that. Get raised for 2 on the 6, so 3 and a bit to 1. We need 4 to 1. We're looking good. For the call, we hit, now we check. Hope that he takes another shot. He does not, so now we got to make our final value bet here a little smaller, something like that. Hope to get paid off with a king. I think that's all she wrote there. And yeah, that worked out well. Right. So still raise it on the button with our 10s. Get re-raised here from Rocky Raccoon. And gotta believe it. We don't want to go flat and out of position with that hand. You know, steal raise, let it go. Without your decent holdings a lot when you're out of position. Not always, but a lot. And the 160 again, we got a big stack player here, so just when you add on 10 to that, right, that's 16 bones, and we got that with the implied odds for set value call. Or the open and straight draw. He checks it. That's always nice. So we're just going to take the free card here. Look for, 9 is so brilliant. Doesn't happen. He checks and now bets out. Alright, so it was a delayed C-bet. Again, we're on a, we need 5 to 1 on this, and it's a 2-suited board. Board's already paired. Again, King Queen's already killing us. Just let that go. If it were non-paired, monotone board, I would have found a call there potentially for the implied odds. But yeah, that was way too light, and we just check out. So steal race here with 4s on the button, and again, this is a push from this guy, right? So, yeah. 44. Big C-bet, and that's just going to be a fold as well. Save that cash, guys. Penny saved is a penny earned. That is so very true in poker. Yeah, it's min-bet stuff. Don't understand it. Really don't understand it. However, just for the miracle, given our pot odds there, who knows? And now he bets the 80 and we can let that go. And we did have 2 outer. And 23 to 1, we were close actually with his min bet. Okie dokie. Here we go again. Over pair. He's either got it or he doesn't. We shove. Yep, so flop 3s. Set of 3s. Again, over pair, guys, not a big hand, only a good hand. And yeah, we got sucked in there on flop set. It's going to happen. That's going to leave a mark for sure. Here we flat, in position. Checks a bet as a float from us. Again here, let's go ahead and bet that out. See if he can't let that go in the river. And he bets yet again, and that's our checkout card. So we got absolutely nothing versus 3 players, and that's a big fold, of course, with that hand. Again, guys, yeah, power of the set. You know, we had that over pair he hit. Potentially, we could let that go, like we let the aces go earlier in the session. But yeah, we thought he might have been on over pairs, and what to do? Value bet here on the end, and we take it down. Value bet, guys, is, by the way, it's it's a bet when you have a very beatable hand, but you have a hand that you still think is good, given their play or whatever else your instincts are telling you here. And yeah, that's the idea. And betting for value, people use it in different ways. One is in a situation like that where you have the under pair and you still think you're good. Others is betting for value, kind of value maximization. That means when you have the best of it, making your bet sizing such that you get paid off. That's value maximization. Value maximization or betting for value also used in that context. All right. You guys are seeing, a lot of guys will be flatting any ace, right? Especially versus, or even versus early position raises, and we're not doing that. We're open raising with some of these, wider ranges, but we're not flatting with those necessarily versus one guy. Here we isolated the limper. We make our C bet, represent the overpair. Get flatted, actually pick up our king, very nice. Make a bigger bet because we don't want to see a club. And yeah, a lot of these guys can't let go of those 2 clubbies, and if he's got the 8, we're toast. But we're gonna put him all in one way or another, and hope to see ace 10 or something like that. Bummer. And here in position, in blind battle, he just completes. We raise up a lot of hands, not just a Broadway, but a lot of other random cheese and nonsense. And then you see bet pretty much everything. That's good 3/4 pot bet, guys, on 2 suited boards, connected boards, stuff like that. Again, we see bet that represent the queen after his complete call. And yeah, he checks behind. And we're really worried now after that check call business, and the 3rd diamond comes. We see a bet. And it's a big bet. Look what I'm going to do, guys. This is really sick. But I think we're toast. 10 king is also playing here. Any 2 pair, any 2 diamonds, and we just saved. In my mind, we just saved 50, a little under 50 big blinds, and I probably could have done it also with the kings here earlier. But again, you gotta, without the stats, guys. I mean, you're really playing a little blind. You gotta wake your inner Jedi here at the storm tables. But yeah, it's a lot to do with feel and really knowing the game as well. Yep, I think that's all right. Oh, ha! For example. Oh, mercy. I had the king and he flopped a set of kings, and that's just ridiculously unlikely. That's, for all intents and purposes, flopping quads with the pair, right? It's a little better than that. But yeah, hard luck. Last couple of hands, actually. So we think our ace 10 here is still good. Take another shot on the turn. Don't want to see another diamond. 6, 7, 8. Pick up the outside straight draw. Here we're going to flat this also for the 9. Get a free turn. Wow. Okay, so we actually do pick up the 9, and now we're going to pot it and hope he's not on the backdoor flush draw. And after all these checks, guys, I'm putting them on queen, ace, or better, and bet my 9's out. Might have got hosed here. We'll see. I want to see ace king. Nice. So again, yeah, you're not gonna call them all, but with time you'll be calling a lot of them. Let's see what he had. 46, mercy. Okay, yeah, way off the chain. Didn't put it on that crazy of a range, but Yeah, what to do. Because he bets it out here. We still got our 9, and we're flattening this here as a crying call. 79 he has. You know, he could have missed the flush. Could have had underpair, stuff like that, and took a shot. And we thought our top pair there with the ace was still decent. And we call one down. And again, guys, when you're making river calls, it's not like when you're making pot odds calls, right? You're asking yourself not, you know, what's the pot odds? What are the pot odds in relation to my completion odds? When you're on a draw, for example, rather, am I going to be ahead X% of the time when I actually make this call? 67 suited, steel raise on the button. Ace king. All right. See if we can start catching some hands again. Raise it up, steel raise with a king queen. Flop our overs. He did flat us. Let's see what he says to our bet on the flop. We pick up our ace. Very good. Make another bet. We're gonna open raise here with the ace-6 again. 8, 9, 10 jack. Rainbow board. Open in a straight draw. We bet that out. Definitely call here. 80. Oh my god. 89. Flop the 73 to 1. Trips there, guys. Don't worry about it. We've got no, we don't have enough actually to pick it up in the back. We'll let that go. Alright, on the down tick, guys. Gonna tighten up here and yeah, play on. I think it was the music change. Queen, raise up, steel raise, ace jack. 45 suited might find a call again versus multiple limpers. Against a deeper stack player, I might have flatted that even out of position. Only because it's suited. And again, guys, not because suited is much better. Rather, you're gonna, with the same rank, be suited 1 time in 4, whereas you'll be off suited with the same rank 3 times in 4. Effectively reducing the amount of hands that you're playing with that speculation. Alright, 8-10 min raise, we call that, get priced in. 2 overcards in the flush draw, and we semi-bluff donk out. And again, guys, donk bets, you know, that's not what a lot of guys commonly think. A donk bet is a positional move. That's where you're not the pre-flop aggressor, and you make the first aggressive action on the flop. Here, after check, we take a shot. Raise up to king 10-0. And we get raised here from the button. And let that go. And we got to walk and semi-bluff donk it out. Okay, that wouldn't have sit there. I wouldn't theoretically be a donk because it was a limp pot, but yeah, close enough. Alright, let's isolate here from the button with our offsuit Broadway hand. And flop top pair, decent kicker, 2 suited board. He checks, we bet. He bets, we'll probably raise. And again, 2 suited board, guys. 3/4 pot, 2/3, 3/4 pot bets. Monotone, or forgive me, rainbow boards. Then you want to go ahead and make half pot bets in general, just as a standard rule. All right, so he check calls. There's the 3rd diamond, and of course we're totally unstoked about that. And there's a king. We're just going to take a free showdown. And actually our 10 was good. It's always nice. We flop the overpair here. Bet it out. But again, low boards, guys. Careful with those sets. Alright, we 3-bet from the big here with our ace-queen suited. He only flats and we take a shot. Flat here for set value. Check behind. Nope. Check out of position here for pot control. He bets the 2, and now we're really getting worried. Really getting worried. There's the 3rd diamond. Our 10's still high. We're going to turn our hand here into a bluff catcher. We'll see if he takes another shot. We were good with the 10s. You know, that's in position play, guys, and that was a good bet from that guy. He floated us coming into the turn, and you see the power there of that float move, right? You got to be looking at not only your play but the play of your opponents. And yeah, when they play well, you know, definitely give them respect, right? That's a really good move. If you had bet a little bit more, I might have let this tens go. Yeah, like that play. Really like that play. So that's one of the things, you know, if I were actively playing this level all the time, that I would, you know, go back into my. We just take a shot here. Go back into my. Nice, finally got a set. Go back into my database, you know, after the session, find that guy, find that hand, and put a note on him, you know, savvy player and position player, knows how to float, also is a bluff, stuff like that. And let's see if we can't get paid off one more time here with our flop set. Pair o aces, alright, raise those up, guys, don't limp. Don't limp those, raise those up, you know, 3x or 4x at least. A7 from the cutoff to steal raise. No action on the aces, bummer. And again, yeah, for you guys who are just not checking in, you're going to see that I'm going to go ahead and check the check fold button from time to time because I'm playing so many tables here. And yeah, it's something that I advise against when you're playing 1 and 2 tables. And for most players, I would say that's generally a good idea. However, here, you know, playing so many, I know, yeah, pretty much what I'm going to be playing, and yeah, we'll be using that button here once I get, you know, once I'm playing three storm tables or more. Yeah, and I think in our next session, I may give a 6-table session a shot. We have to see how things develop, but yeah, so far so good. It's been a lot of fun here. But yeah, we'll be go ahead and checking that button from time to time. And when you're playing, you know, when you're playing a session again with tables that you have a good overview of, then I would generally advise against that. C-bet, take that down with the ace-queen bluff. C-bet there on the flop, 97. We did get called, so we'll just see the river for free, and we'll know where we stand right now if he bets or not. And he doesn't. We let that go. With our jacks. And the old queen 9, he's thinking about it. And we'll flat in position, see what comes with flop top pair, always nice. C-bet our jacks. Half pot on a rainbow board. Take it down uncontested. He flats. We can place for pot control in position. If he checks, we'll just take the free turn, free river, more than likely. He does not, and it's a steal battle, guys. It's a blind versus blind battle, and I think actually our top pair is good here. We'll have to see what he does here on the river, but we're turning this into basically a bluff and deuce hand. And he gives up on the river, we check behind, and probably take it down with our queen. Yeah. Yeah, pot control in position in a blind versus blind, so-called blind battle. You don't need a really strong hand, right? Especially not 6-max in blind battles. I mean, top pair is very often good, especially when you're in position. When you're in the big facing action from the small, you can get away with that a lot, and that was one of those times. Here we'll flat versus haunted again for set value. It's raised up, so that means he's got an option to re-raise if we do flat this, and we'll just let the 4s go. We're not closing the betting round. Whenever you're set money, guys, you want to be closing the betting round as often as possible, right? Here we donk out. You don't want to flat that just to have somebody behind you come over the top, and you get you're basically burning money like that. Yeah, we pick up the inside straight, draw the boot here. He only flatted. We're taking another shot. And let's see if he can let it go on the turn. No diamond. Very good. Overcall here. Flat here with a crazy 8 for what? Yep, set value. And swing and a miss yet again. Both tables. And we'll play on. Yeah, can't call that position without the goods. Under the gun razor, you gotta be strong to make that call. Alright, and fill a big stack player here, even deep stacked. Again, that's against deep stack players, flatting for set value is even more lucrative. Because a lot of these guys will play their top pair, good kicker, or over pairs, you know, for stacks, even when you flop the set of 4s, for example, here. This time we let that go. No set, no bet, you know, versus a guy who's got you covered. Especially deep stack play guys, you want to be a 2-pair or better if you want to be even considering playing for stacks, right? Best case scenario, you know, nuts, second nuts, flop sets, stuff like that. Again, be very, very careful, as you guys have seen in a couple of these hands. That should have been 3x. Here we're going to flat in position again. Flop top pair, good kicker. Top pair, good kicker down low too. Again, this is another blind battle, and we're just going to raise that up because we do have the top pair. And it's blind battle again. It's going to be a weaker hand that you're facing in many cases. This guy bets it. We're going to play this again for pot control. Overcall here, over flat on the button, flop top 2. Nothing's changed on this board underneath. But he bets hard. Well, that's pretty much, I mean, it's effectively a push from this guy, right? And all of a sudden I don't like my top pair anymore and I let that go. But I do, however, like my top 2. And if he's on a set of 9s, we can just say good hand. And he may well be. King Jack, however. And we're still good. And take that down. And here we'll over cold call again for set value. Hope to pick up last position, and we do. No set, no bet, more than likely, but we're in position, so it's a good thing about in position play. You know, we get a couple checks here if these guys are on ace kings, ace jack, stuff like that, under pairs. We may be able to take this down with some in position betting, as we'll try right now. Got a little distracted, timed out on the top left. It's going to happen. So yeah, I'm questioning if I should even attempt the 6 tables here at the Storm. He checks again, and we're going to take another shot. Nothing's really changed. We're representing the queen there, and in position we take that down with a couple streets of aggressive betting. In position play, guys. In position play. In position play. In position play. All right. And again, you know, you always have the initiative, right? When you're the last pre-flop aggressor, or the last aggressor from the previous street. So again, yeah, re-steal push. I think you know, you guys need to see that video for sure. I think it was the third where we went into kind of the pot odds and the equity needed to call those mid-stack, small stack shoves. And for all intents and purposes, as a general rule, we're looking at ace-jack suited, you know, from a re-steal push from the blinds, or in all honesty, more like ace-queen suited or a pair of 10s or better. We saw that we can get all the way down to pair of 9s, pair of 7s in some cases, but you know, as a general rule, if you want to be safe, flat versus a 3-bet shove, 10s are better, ace-queen or better. Here we get flop and the turn for free. He bets into us, and you know, we're on an inside straight draw. Don't have the flush draw to boot. Flat that for set value. Flop our king, bet that out. Fold this, and play on. 99, big swing and a miss. I'm going to bet that again. And now we're worried. Third diamond. Again, small stakes, guys. If they got any kind of diamond draw, it's often going to go downtown one way or another. Nada. Alright, so we get another 2 checks, and this time we got to take a shot. Representing the ace of the queen, these guys apparently are afraid of that board, and we smelled blood and went hunting. Alright, so here we go. This is a what, guys? Open raise, flat, and I make a squeeze, 3-bet from the small one. So it's a re-steal squeeze, and again, half pot it if you squeeze it on most boards. Works much better, of course, when you just play versus the one caller. Overlooked that again. Yeah, a lot of action. Might have opted out of that, but I'm thinking now he's not on the queen, but on a flush draw kind of deal, under pairs, and I make one final bet on the river to represent that queen. Hold my breath, and Get flatted, scheisse. That's pretty disgusting. He was on the flush draw, picked up a bare pair at the end, and then flats versus a pretty hefty bet. And that, yeah, post session, that would be another hand, you know, to mark and then go in and, you know, tag this guy's station. You know, value bet to death with any non-completed draw kind of deal. Flatting here for set value, looking for the 5. Swing and a miss. Out of position versus 2 players. No set, no bet. Duck out. Finally wake up the Cowboys again. Under the gun razor. Ace 10 you can fold with a very good conscience. And we do get a guy betting into us, is always nice. Why you don't F? So why you don't F's? And we take it out. Yeah, under the gun again, razor, ace 6, same hand. Here we'll just flat the min bet here with our 2s and look for that set. Daddy needs a new pair of 2s here, come on. Ugh, another swing and a miss. And again, guys, you know, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, our set value for the last, I think, 16,000 or 1,600 hands was at basically time and a half of what it should have been. And yeah, we're definitely approaching the balance point there, I'd assume. He bets the 1 and we check on out. Ace 9 would check behind, and we'll have more fold equity, by the way, guys, with the delayed bet here on the turn. And we can also let it go and just bet into us. Steel raise on the button, suited ace 8. Running straight draw, nada. Okay, he min bets into us. We catch our ace, always nice. And of course bet that out on the turn. No dice, he checks here, and again this